John Wick, Joshua, Ha Mashiach. Let me turn on the light. It's the return of the King of Kings. Hark, the herald angels sing. 7 golden lights ring mortal combat to Scorpio's sting. It's my reflection and profession, keeping them guessing, yesing and confessing and messing with perfection. Lost their blessing, keep testing and professing its possession. Questions? They don't understand it. I'll dismantle it and reassemble it. They can't handle it. John Wick strangle it and mangle it. Mr. Bojangle it. John be nimble, snatch a candlestick. Prophecy in tongues, there are greater ones. Gifts, son, it's just begun. Young guns running, gun in the kingdom, they're done. Guess what else, son? I'm the anointed one. They babbling dumb. Hey, yo, good look, bruv, much love from above. They tried faking it, I'm taking it and staking it. Y'all gonna start breaking Messiah. Messiah. It's John Woo. You already knew how we do. It's true too. I'm calling out you and your crew to prove what you can't do. We'll put you up against you know who and see what power runs through you. The chosen few. We already knew. John Wick, where you at, big cat? Come up here and show us that which you already knew. Must be seasoned with salt for the name I exalt. More lines drawn with the chalk on the sidewalk. Because of that bush they talk. They call me Jesus, they can't please us, appease us. He always sees us going after the new Caesar, crowd pleaser, the new sword keeper. Wake up the sleeper, Messiah.
All right. Live and in living color. What is that back there? That's a light. It's blurring like that, making it blur like that. Either way, so to real quick, I got a few things I got to run out and take care of real quick, but we are going to bring up something we haven't talked about in a minute and a half. That throne situation and these 4 seals, if you want me to explain the 4 seals of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The first one. Now, the prophecy says the Messiah will return on a white horse victorious. A white Bronco. The Messiah will return. Jesus will return. He showed up lowly and riding on a donkey. And this time, one way or the other, probably going to do both. We'll see how it goes. Because however it goes is how it's supposed to happen. But those 4 seals, these are the 4 seals. And you see those 4 lights, those star type things behind. These are the 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth. It's part of what you're looking at here, this cosmic trail, this 44 configuration, this sand, this sand glass, this time thing that happens, and this rotates, and this has to do with the authority of the Son of David. So aside from somebody just showing up and saying, I'm the fucking Messiah, he's going to have shit like this that's going to sync up. It's going to sync up with them. So, also, he's going to have all the names, right? You'll kind of the names Adam, Eve, the devil, God, stuff like that. The name of God's going to be held by the Messiah for a very, very important reason. Very important reason. And that has to do with the house. Building a house for the name, and that's me. And so I retain that. And that's ultimately, so it's not something that can be faked. So it'll get people jumping on to try to figure shit out. So, white horse. Messiah, this is again, I'm going to Israel, and it turns out they're expecting me. See, when that happens, when I make plans and I say, hey, I'm going to find out, I'm going to go to Israel, I'm going to go right up there, right to the people that know and the people that are expecting, and say, hey, here I am. I'm going to go do that. And then when I find out, A, it's prophesied that I'm going to do that. And then B, that when I look all over, that all the Jewish people are expecting this in this same time frame. it gives me a little bit more confirmation and confidence in what I'm going to do and the effect that it is going to achieve. This is how it goes into that one. So this white horse, this scene with the first seal, this is the Messiah, a white horse, the first beast, the lion, with a face like a lion. This is the Lion of Judah, the root and the offspring of the great descendant of David. Of David has been victorious. He is worthy to open the scroll and its seven seals. And on top of that, what I'm doing right now is there's also this other, because it's the word of God, people, make no mistake. The word of who? Of what is probably more apt. The word of what? Who? There's power. All this stuff that billions of people have been talking about. Here's the thing. We go into it with faith. It starts with faith, and then God carries you and he confirms. It's the evidence of things unseen. I'm going to try to keep this one a little shorter. So when I look at that, and it says, and then I somehow have a white Bronco during the time that I'm working on this. The new Bronco, by the way, is pretty sick. It's pretty dope. But anyway, so a white horse. He's supposed to return on a white horse. So this first seal, which I said a while back was the revealing of the Messiah. It changes the world. Imagine this. Netanyahu in the middle of a war or goes on TV and says, got to bring everybody up to speed. Goes and tells, they already know. Our Messiah, the Jewish Messiah, the one you Christians refer to as Jesus Christ, Joshua HaMashiach, that you're expecting a second coming of, he's here. This is the age to come. This is the prophesied end of the age, the coming of the Son of Man. As you watch this, you should ultimately, and the reality will start to sit in with people, what I'm saying, and that, given all the factors, son of Dawit, the John Wick stuff, the explanation, the resolution of the mark of beast as the mark of the beast as the name of Adam, that this calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate this mark, this name, the one. To the one who is victorious, I will send the bright morning star, and I, Jesus Christ, am the bright morning star. The generational activated Messiah from the line of David happening as prophesied. The big end times eschatological prophecies expecting the spirit. The Kabbalah says the soul of Adam will return in a body. Christians say that Jesus will return in the temple, and the Jews say God himself, the Messiah, will return in the temple also. But not realizing, or not, without the Gospels and the testimony of Jesus Christ, you don't realize that the disciples later realized the temple he was talking about when he said, tear down this temple and I'll build it back up again in 3 days. The temple he was talking about was his body. So Adam returning into the soul of a body, me resolving the mark of the beast as the name of Adam, and it being Joshua HaMashiach also coincides with Jesus returning in the spirit of Jesus, returning in the temple of Joshua HaMashiach, of the body, descending in the temple of the son of David, the temple of Solomon, they call it, because Solomon is the builder, but the stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. All of these prophecies, all of these scriptures, they tie in together. This is that Da Vinci Code stuff that happens when you get into the Word of God. That thing where he's getting verses highlighted and words and things across the world are starting to, that's a real thing. that happens. It's not like exactly like that, but the effect is the same. It correlates. So now all of this, the Spirit of God, Father and Son, Jesus being the Son, the Father, all to guide together, God descending in the temple, Jesus descending in the temple, the body, the soul of Adam returning into a man, all explained, brought together into unity and fulfilled in me. On top of that, the Taoist prophecies, ancient Lao Tzu prophecies of whose son is this? The Tao is the way, and I am the way, and the truth, and the light. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. Well, why is Lao Tzu even saying anything about naming the way? I know Lao Tzu. Whose son is this, he says, I do not know. They're a little off, but they're expecting the righteous king from outside of their standard familial order to return and bring the kingdoms of heaven and earth together. Me. All of these things prophesied to happen, everything that I'm doing without knowing how it's fulfilled by prophecy is being confirmed in the prophecy after the fact. Zeal for my Father's house has consumed me. He will rebuild the temple, a house, a house for my name. Now that is, in fact, zeal for my Father's house has, in fact, been consuming me. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you. So imagine Netanyahu gets on TV and he tells the world, it's confirmed by that genealogy, and he says, hey, that Messiah. And they say, what do you mean that Messiah? How? So what? You're telling us Jesus is back. We don't believe you. It's just some dude. Look, it's just some dude. John Wick. But this is just some dude. He says, hey, we have a lot of very specific prophecies that need to be fulfilled before how come we haven't been jumping on anybody else and saying they're the Messiah? Well, they have to be from the line of David. It has to be confirmed. And the etymology of my very name means from the line of Dawit, Witek, Vital. You can follow these lines. I can bring them through the Nowina and Witek lines through the diaspora, through Europe, up to World War II, where, of course, we know Adolf Hitler, being very involved in the occult, got his name or got figured out some things about this book of Revelation and this genealogy that means such a big deal that he touted up on the top that white, right, Aryan, wanted to get rid of two very specific races, Jews, Polacks. Why Jews and Polacks? Was that a strategic move? They're the powerhouses, right? Why bomb Hiroshima? And why does Hiroshima sound so much like Jerusalem? Why does the castle, the temple that they're building, that they built in Hiroshima, Castle Goka or Yoka, sound so much like yokai, which is the name of Adam, and the king, the emperor, the shogun, was Iesu, much like Jesus, Jesus. But Japanese, there's no other reason to bomb Hiroshima with an atomic weapon when Tokyo is the capital of Japan, when Japan has numerous other military facilities that would have been much bigger targets, but the only thing that existed in Hiroshima or Hiroshima was the fact that it sounded like Jerusalem, the name, hero, just like Herod and Shalom, Salome. As I already mentioned in the previous episodes, have the names of the city, right? That one I will write my new name on him and the new name of my God and the new name of the new city, and why Enoch got a city named after him in the beginning. What is that about? Big deal. Huge deal. Illuminati knows what I'm talking about. Why Vatican? Why is the Vatican City named Garden City? Garden, this city, this new Jerusalem, the new Eden, the new Gar Eden. It's supposed to arrive at the end. Well, you'd presume it probably has something to do with to that one. I will give the right to eat from the tree of life that is in the paradise of God. Probably has a lot to do with all this Adam and Eve stuff that goes on and sits really nicely in uncovered mysteries in the book of Revelation. So, just so that everybody's up to speed, the next step is Israel. What are we going to do today, Pinky? Or what Pinky? Pinky says to what are we going to do today, Brain? What are we going to do today, Brain? You can look it up yourself, Pinky, if you don't already know. Because that's what I'm doing.
It's the return of the King of Kings. Hark, the herald angels sing. 7 golden lights ring mortal combat to Scorpio's sting. It's my reflection and profession, keeping them guessing, yesing and confessing and messing with perfection. Lost their blessing, keep testing and professing its possession. Questions? They don't understand it. I'll dismantle it and reassemble it. They can't handle it. John Wick strangle it and mangle it. Mr. Bojangle it. John B. Nimble snatch a candlestick. Prophecy in tongues that are greater ones. Gifts.